Hey, this is Tom at Talon Guitar Works. I am a repair facility in Southwest Florida, and today I've got my buddy Jim's guitar on the bench, and this is the Tex-Mex Strat or Mexican Strat that's being upgraded, and he had to get it before I did the last show on it, and it's back right now because he wanted the neck to be glossy, and I bought a Mighty Mite neck, and those necks come raw. They're not a glossy or hard finish on them. It's just a raw wood. And they look something like this, right? Yay, Mighty Mite, licensed by Fender, right? So what I do with those, he was like, well, I want that glossy old school look on it. Can you do something? So I said, yes, I can. And I did this. This is Birchwood Casey Tru Oil. And people go, well, what is Tru Oil? What is it exactly? Well, when I was a kid growing up, we used to small game hunt. We had German short-hair pointers and Weimaraners. And you were carrying a shotgun or a rifle through the briars, and you noticed that those gun stocks made out of walnut and maple never really got scratched up. And that hard, clear finish stayed glossy on those gun stocks forever. Well, Birchwood Casey used to produce the Tru Oil and just call it gun stock oil. And that's what you would rub on. And it was a semi-sticky oil that you put on in layers and you let dry, air dry between layers. Anybody could do it. And if you need to touch up any spots, you could do it pretty easily with steel wool and just working on it slow and get a really nice finish at home. So what I did was I Tru Oiled this fretboard for Jim. And after I Tru Oiled it, because I did not remove the frets because that would be cost prohibitive, I had to get the Tru Oil off the frets and polish those frets so they'd be nice and smooth for him to play. And when Uncle Wally taught me how to polish frets back in the day, Uncle Wally taught me with these riveted or the screw-in Dremel pads and using basically just Harbor Freight gray and green rouge, right? Wheel rouge. Now my buddy Matt at Texas Toast, who's a little bit of a genius and a little bit of a savant, I'm not sure which. Matt was buffing with a bench grinder, with a buffing wheel on the bench grinder, and I thought, that's a pretty good idea, because these things wear out after about 2 guitars, they're done, right? If you're doing a really nice polish job on them. And the screw-on ones are kind of a pain in the butt. So one day about a year ago, I was going through Harbor Freight and I saw this bad Johnson. Now this sucker here is 2 years old. It's probably got about 25 guitar polishings under its belt, and it works great. Now going backwards a little bit, if you're going to use a bench type or a wheel type buffer to polish your frets, I want you to remember this. Buffers are for wood or metal, not both. In other words, once you use a buffer on frets or metal parts, do not go back and use it on wood. You're going to leave little bits of metal impregnated into that buffing wheel, and it's going to show you how it's there when you buff a clear coat on a body, and you'll see the scratch marks in it. A friend of mine had to replace all his buffer wheels because his buddy went in and polished metal on his guitar body buffing wheels. That's expensive. So anyway, the technique used to buff these is you apply the rouge to the wheel. I've taped off the fretboard, so I'm not going to stain the fretboard when I do this, but I'm going to come at the fret from the side at an angle. And I'm going to come back and do it the other way from an angle. And I'm going to look at it. And that's what it's going to do by doing it at an angle to 2 sides is if I missed any striations or scratches that when I finish doing these frets, it's going to show up. Now the last pass I'm going to do is going to be the pass that's right in line with the fret, and I'm going to run it right off the end. Now, once I've done that, what that's done is removed any of the excess compound, polishing rouge, whatever, that was on the fret. Now, to show you, I've done 2 frets on this guitar. So when I lift it up, you're going to see the 2 frets that are shining when I turn it. And they would be these 2 guys here. And I'm going to do all these frets like that. Somebody asked me, they said, you know, seems like you're just doing work for all your friends. And I said, well, I have a relationship with all my customers that's really good. So yeah, do I consider them friends? And when you think about it, you know, I keep them playing. I keep them on stage, going to gigs, and making sure that they're getting what they want as fast as I can get it to them. And so yeah, they're all friends. I would say every one of my customers is probably a friend of mine. But anyway, that's it on this Strat. I'm going to polish this up, and by 5 o'clock tonight, it's going to be back in Jim's hands, and he's going to be a happy camper. And we'll catch you next time. There's some exciting stuff that's about to happen in Talon Guitar Works. Stay tuned. Bye.